Through diversity, we are one. This unity through diversity is expressed by respect for the multicultural diversity found on each of the 6,000 inhabited Indonesian islands. This multicultural heritage is most often presented through the uniqueness of the mystical and spiritual dimensions of the traditional ethnic music and dance. Indonesia has more than 3,000 traditional dances from Sabang to Merauke, and all of them have distinct differences with regard to their history, their movements, and their costumes. Traditional dances have many cultural and spiritual backgrounds. When interviewing the dancers, we learn about their reasons for dancing. Some of them dance for fun, some to learn the philosophy of the dance, some to fulfill their personal spiritual quest, and others simply dance because they love it.
I think traditional dance is very glorious for Indonesia, especially since there are not many countries that have so many diverse types of dance. We need to introduce the richness of Indonesian dance and culture tradition to the different islands of our republic as well as to the broader global audience. So we need the dancers to share and promote an understanding of the philosophy and discipline associated with the movement of traditional dance.
Anyone can learn to be a dancer. However, if one doesn't have the talent, the natural passion of dance, then the dance itself will not come alive. The inner energy that is embodied in the dance will not come forth. Traditional dance has its own soul. When a dancer dances with his or her heart, then the soul of the dance is revealed.
At least 3 times a year, we use traditional dance for our traditional ceremonies, including the ceremony for the goddess of Sri, as well as Jumenengan and Abiseka. We also use traditional dance for a special ceremony to honor the memories of our ancestors.
There is philosophy and cultural meaning behind each dance movement, and for many, the most significant dimension lies in the underlying mysticism. One of the earliest mystical dances is the Bedoyo Samang, which was created sometime between 1613 and 1645, when Sultan Agung, the third Sultan of the Matraman Kingdom, reigned. It is believed that the dance was initiated by the Queen of the South in her effort to encourage the Sultan to remain with her in her kingdom under the ocean. The dance is filled with movements to entice the Sultan to stay. The Sultan, however, refused her request out of obligation to his kingdom and his people. But he promised that he and those who would inherit the throne would visit and pay homage to the queen on an appointed date. To this day, the reigning kings of Yogyakarta and Surakarta annually acknowledge the Queen of the South with specific rituals and prayers. The mystical legend continues to be celebrated through the traditional Bedoyo Samang dance. The Bedoyo Samang is an important route from which other Indonesian traditional dances were born.
The sacred dance from Amartabhumi is named the Bedoyo Wonoretno. It is a sacred dance that is performed by 9 dancers who are still virgins. This dance, through 4 distinct formations, presents a deep philosophical message that is derived from our ancient noble teachings. To begin, there is the Bangasa Mangesi Budi, which challenges us to improve ourselves every day. Next, there is Mangasu Mangani Bumi. We need to focus ourselves and behave in a civil way and fight the evil urges like envy and greed that are within us. Finally, there is the Pemayu Hadining Bawono, which requires our commitment to help create and maintain a world of harmony, peace, and prosperity. The formation defines the 8 characters of the universe in which we believe. The first character is the sun, that is a source of warmth and life for all. The second character is the moon, whose attribute of cold is the source from which to cool our aggressiveness and bring peace. The third character embodies the stars that provide a source of light to help us find our direction. The fourth character is manifested in the clouds that are symbolic of sustenance, most notably through rain. When the clouds produce rain, the rain benefits the land that in turn will bring forth a plentiful harvest. The fifth character is our planet Earth. Even though we are disrespectful and abusive of Mother Earth, she continues to enable our existence. The sixth character is the ocean, which we believe possess a great soul that encourage us to think broadly and not to be narrow-minded. The seventh character is fire. Fire reflects the spirit of life, which should be a dynamic force. The eighth character is wind, which is symbolic of justice. Wind is strong enough to blow down any barrier that is unjust and denies people equality. The colors that the dancers wear, white, red, yellow, and black, symbolize the 4 basic elements of nature. These are the elements of earth, fire, water, and wind. We believe that each of us has properties from these elements, and we are truly an important part of nature.
The power when you are dancing is the same as when you are praying. If people pray and say only the words that they have been taught to memorize, then they are not making a personal contact with God. The same can be said for the traditional dancer. You have to feel the dance through your very being, and this cannot be achieved through thinking and simply memorizing the movements. To memorize the dance is easy, but how to dance with spirit is hard. The meaning of dancing with spirit is to dance fully with your heart. Every movement has its own discipline. How you move your eyes or your hands has to be carefully defined, since every movement has its meaning.
Madame Justina is a prima dancer. She is famous for achieving a trans-meditational platform that allows her to channel when she is dancing. This means that we are not just seeing her dancing, but rather we are watching her as a dancer who becomes possessed and who becomes one with the dance itself.
The Ayuk dance was created by one of the descendants of the king of Madura. It is a traditional communal dance that is often presented at the kingdom when there is a ceremony. There are those who misinterpret the movements of the dance as being singularly sensual, but they are wrong. The sensuality of dancing depends on how your mind and eyes interpret the movements. A dance needs a dimension of sensuality in it, otherwise it wouldn't be alive. How we move our body must have that sensuality, and so too must the dance. One of the dancers that I was teaching asked me, "What do you mean when you say that we are dancing with spirits?" I explained that when you are performing a mass dance, you have to dance as though you are one with the mass. You must give up who you are and become one with the mass and the spirit that it represents.
Ramayana is one of the most famous dance stories performed in Indonesia. The Ramayana dance has been influenced by the Ramayana story told in India. However, the dance here has a very different presentation. Ramayana has become an Indonesian traditional dance with a reinterpretation of the narrative that occurs when Ramayana appears. Our Ramayana traditional mass dance has specific Indonesian movements.
I have been dancing since I graduated from high school in 1958. I never feel too tired to dance because this is what I want for my life. I also began to teach my children how to dance since they were little. I dance the Ramayana here every night. Only if there is a special event in my village will I take a day off. I never feel uncomfortable wearing makeup because it has become a daily habit. I will dance as long as I am still able, even though I am already old. As long as I am still needed, and if God gives me health, I will continue to dance.
I've been dancing since 1996, and I will continue to dance until I cannot dance anymore. I do feel tired when I dance, especially if I'm dancing in the role of several characters during the performance. Dancing for me is a necessity of life. I used to go with my friends to watch them during their dance rehearsals. I became interested and decided to follow along. I have been dancing since 1984. As the years have gone by, I feel that interest in traditional dance has faded. So long as I can, I am going to dance. I feel very proud to be a traditional dancer, and I want to keep this spirit flame of traditional dance burning because this is our culture. My children came here and saw me dance. Then they became interested and wanted to learn. I never forced them to dance, but if they want to dance, I am proud to train them.
My father, Ramane, is a dancer. My brother Harno and I are twins, and we both dance. I was trained by my father how to dance, how to put on makeup, and how to dress in costume. I taught my brother Harno everything that our father taught me since we were 3 or 4 years old. I really enjoy dancing in the Ramayana performance. I only miss a show if I have a lot of homework to do. I am proud that my father and many members of my family are dancers. I love to dance and hope to continue dancing too.
I'm happy to see Indonesian children who have mastered traditional dance since they were very young. They are learning about our traditional cultures and will be the ones who preserve and share this legacy with the next generation.
I usually perform every day from 7 until 10 at night. It is tiring, but I love to dance. I love to express my culture as I dance. I feel that I am also preserving my Indonesian culture as I perform the traditional dance.
I have been performing here as a dancer as long as I can remember. Since I was 3 or 5 years old, both my grandfather and my grandmother taught me the dance movements. Now I love to dance and I want to continue to dance.
I
I am 11 years old and I have been dancing since I was 3 years old. I love to dance. I want to learn at a dance studio. I am proud to be able to dance the traditional dances. I know that as long as I and my friends continue to dance these traditional dances, they will be preserved and not fade in our culture.
I am 9 years old and I am going to dance until I am 19 years old. When I have a family of my own, I am going to teach my children how to dance so their culture to dance will continue.
I started to dance when I was 9. It was when I entered the dance school that I fell in love with dance and decided that I want to dance until I grow up. None of my family members are dancers, but I am proud that I will have the title of dancer. The hardest part of dancing for me is mastering the traditional dance moves. I practice any dance for many months before I perform. Traditional dance will continue to be performed in our modern society. I will teach my children how to dance when I grow up and have my own family.
Traditional dances are closely connected with the rhythms produced by the gamelan, the traditional musical ensemble composed predominantly of percussive instruments. The most common instruments used are metallovons played by mallets, and a set of hand-played drums called gundam, which register the musical beat. Multiple dance articulations in the face, eyes, hands, arms, hips, and feet are coordinated to move to the rhythms of the gamelan sounds.
I went to a school of dance when I was in primary school. I am in college now, and I still dance. I think that what I love most about dancing is learning the movements. There are the rhythmic beats of the gamelan, and the hardest part for me is to make the dance movements flow together with the gamelan music. I have to practice many times to bring my body and the music together. I first learned how to play gamelan at school. It took me less than 1 month to learn the basic rhythms. There are many students who play in the gamelan ensemble with me. The most favorite piece of music to play in gamelan is ODO G.P. Roy because the intonation is beautiful. I really love to play gamelan and I hope that I will always be able to play.
To play gamelan is like performing a traditional dance. I learned how to play gamelan when I was still in grade school, but I had to stop in junior high school since there wasn't a gamelan ensemble that I could play with. I am pleased that my son has many students with whom to play gamelan. I'm so very proud that my son, by playing gamelan, is also preserving our Japanese culture.
I dance because I believe art should be preserved. Art should be popularized, and art can provide a livelihood to society. I dance to preserve culture. We, the traditional performers, give society everything, including dance, gamelan, the art of voice, and drama. Traditional dance and modern dance must develop together. We will not disturb each other as long as we are provided with similar opportunities to perform.
I think that lately there is more interest in traditional Indonesian dances because there is a lot of modification between the traditional dance and the developing modern dance. So I think this is great. I will continue to dance, and I hope that I will be able to teach my children and my grandchildren in the future.
Culture is at the forefront. I will dance for the rest of my life. I only live once on this earth, so before I leave, I want to do the best at what I am good at and what I am capable of. I do this all for the society and for God. Traditional arts, including dance, are part of the roots and the identity of our nation. As an artist, I feel that all culture must be preserved.
I see the ability to connect to people around the world as well as to young Indonesians through using modern rhythms to complement traditional dance. It is not meant to undermine the discipline of the traditional. Instead, It is a means to introduce the traditional to everyone and encourage an interest in the dance art motifs. There is an international stage that exists today on which Indonesia's dance culture can be celebrated. Just watch the interest generated during the Lenggang Puspita, the fan dance on the New York City street.
I see people from other countries proud of their cultures. It made me think about matching, doing something similar with Indonesian traditional dance. I feel that my culture is beyond compare.
I think traditional dance is very glorious for Indonesia. I don't think there are a lot of countries who have so many diverse types of dance. We need to promote and introduce the richness of Indonesian dance for everyone.
My daughter is excited to perform traditional dances abroad. The last time she and her friends performed the Saman in Australia, the feedback was amazing.
My daughter learned Indonesian traditional dances, and in England, she won a dance competition. I hope that our love for Indonesian traditional dances could be transmitted to others. We need to create a synergy between our traditional culture rooted in history and the developing modern culture. We must remember that our traditions provide an important source of our identity and character, regardless to which ethnic group we were born or on which island we live. If we forget about our traditions and only focus on the present, then we will lose an important piece of ourselves, and we must be aware that what is lost may never be restored.
I will continue to dance.
I will dance even if I am old.
I will dance. I will dance until I grow up.
I just love to dance.
Yes, I'm going to keep dancing.
I will keep playing dominoes. I will continue to dance.
Indonesia's dance is mystical, spiritual, historical, and social. Ayo kita nari, join us and dance.